Hey everyone, welcome to the We Like Wrestling podcast. I'm here with the whole gang. Justin,
Hey,
Joe,
Yo.
John.
Just once. Just once.
Before we get into our topic,
it's not a topic.
We have a
The
topic.
fucking wrestling world is on fire, but also ice cold. There's nothing. But go ahead.
This past weekend, AXW made its return at the Hamburg Fieldhouse. I'll get into that a little bit later, but man, what a night that was. Real quick, I want to play a little game. Just a real quick guess the wrestler. I'm going to name their accomplishments.
Okay.
And then you got to try to guess who it is.
Because like the TikTok that the guy does at his fucking gym.
Yeah.
Real original.
Yeah. I like those TikToks.
Did you copy it from that?
No, I'm
okay,
doing,
because I was gonna say I've
no.
seen like all of them. So
No.
yeah.
He's gonna be like, that was episode 3.
Yeah, so don't copy it.
I'm completely lost, but go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So this person was a one-time CZW World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
John Moxley. No, he wasn't champion.
Because I don't follow CCW.
This person was also one-time ECW Tag Team Champion.
CZW champion. I'm sorry. What'd you say? ECW tag champion.
Yes.
And CZW world champion.
Yes.
You said?
RVD.
One-time ECW TV Champion.
No, Mikey Whipwreck.
Not RVD.
That's
He
not
was TV champ for like a year and a half or so.
One-time MLW Middleweight Champion.
Ruckus?
Middleweight.
Ruckus wasn't in ECW.
One-time WCW United States Champion.
Wow. That might get me a better idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
That's right up his alley over there, WCW.
Hold on. Don't ask another one yet.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait, are these are in order, are they?
No.
I was gonna say because he didn't go from
No,
MLW
they're
WCW.
He wouldn't have
because
been able to
they
go
wouldn't-
from CZW to
I was
WCW.
gonna say they can't be in order
CZW
Tajiri.
came.
because MLW. WCW, or was that WWE WCW?
No, WCW United States Champion.
Yeah, but I mean, after WWE bought it, WCW.
Yeah, when was
No.
Tajiri in WCW?
Towards
What year?
towards the end. He was there for a solid 2 or 3 years. He was a 3-time WCW Cruiserweight Champion.
Tajiri was not in WCW for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
No.
He was there until it closed.
He was in ECW until it closed.
Yeah, ECW. Yeah. But WCW, yeah, he was there.
What was it? The WWE WCW?
Who did
No.
he beat for the WCW United States title?
He was also 2-time WWE Tag
When
Team
did he
Champion.
wrestle for WCW?
I feel like this is a Steiner Brothers LJN
No.
moment.
No, I didn't follow WCW towards the end. I admit I don't know a lot of shit the last 2 or 3 years.
But he was in ECW till the end.
I jumped off
Yeah, he was in ECW.
till
He made his debut in '98 in ECW.
Wearing blue trunks and no goatee.
Yeah, because
yet.
like
no facial hair.
when
yeah, no
WCW
mist.
was
He was just a wrestler.
owned by WWE, remember it was WCW, ECW, the Alliance, and they were still considering that WCW.
Wait. After his Fed run, or
After-
ECW's before
He was ECW. He didn't go to WWE.
Heyman's ECW, not Vince's ECW.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my
So,
I
timeline
would like
right
to
here.
know who he defeated for the WCW United States
Well,
Championship.
and that's the thing too, because WCW went out of business a little bit before, a little bit after ECW. It was
Yeah.
at the same time.
Same year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Yeah, like
2001?
they were like within a couple months of each other.
Jerry, you sweating?
And
yet?
WCW went out of business before ECW, I believe, if I'm not
Yeah, there's no way.
mistaken.
I think he
So
was-
maybe
he
you were
was the-
mistaken. I mean, because it is a
No,
little bit
it
hard. 'cause
says
they-
WCW.
But
but
it might
you
have been WWE's WCW.
Where does it say that?
He defeated Chris Canyon for the United States title,
but Canyon was also
When?
part of WWE. What's the year?
2001.
What?
Oh, that
what-
gotta be
What's the date? Come on.
the last Nitro.
It's got to tell. No, he's not on the
So,
last Nitro. I've seen that thing like 30
Tajiri
times.
debuted on SmackDown in 2001. May
Yeah.
24th.
So that's W. So he won-
After Regal turned heel by joining the alliance,
Mhm.
Tajiri feuded with him throughout 2001. In the same time period, he began an on-screen relationship with Tori Wilson and defeated
Mhm.
Chris Canyon for the
WCW,
WCW.
So that
but
was
in WWE.
With
Yeah.
So I
WWE.
said, he was never in WCW.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you
But he
But
also
you're not
he also
wrong.
won the
Yeah, you're not
WCW
wrong, but-
Cruiserweight title.
But that's WWE.
Again, in
that was
WWE.
yeah.
I think-
Before they put it all together, made it.
Yes.
Yeah, because what was that one pay per view they put what the Intercontinental and US.
Look, I might be the biggest Tajiri fan
together.
around here. All
and
right.
I think it was what the WWE light
I did
heavyweight
not
and
know.
cruiserweight.
So he won.
I did not know he was a CZW world champion though.
He was.
Do you have that information of when?
He also
I
was a
remember
light
MLW
heavyweight
'cause I remember
champion.
we talked about
Yeah.
that before.
Light heavyweight champion as well.
in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was it that unified them? X-Pac?
Yeah, I believe
Yes,
it was
yes,
X-Pac,
yeah.
yeah.
He wrestled for All Japan, New Japan,
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's where he started.
MLW, Big Japan.
Big Japan, never heard of that one.
It was like the Japanese ECW.
They're not around anymore. are
No, the Japanese ECW is FMW.
Yeah, I was going to say I've heard of FMW.
they? God, there's so
No,
much.
it says join the hardcore wrestling promotion, Big Japan.
Yeah,
I
but that's not the
oh,
ECW.
They don't
The-
exist anymore.
Yeah,
do
the
they?
ECW of Japan
is
is
FMW. Yeah, that's what
Big
I was-
Japan is a hardcore promotion, but it's not like
All Japan was 06, 07, and 2011. New Japan was 2009 to 2011.
so. What were the rest of your? I'm curious at where you were going with it. Like where else? What did I
But yeah,
get
what was the
before?
one that when he cut you off and said, "Hold on, let me
Yeah.
don't give another fact."
What were the rest of them? Was it all just championships?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And WWE was a tag champ with Regal, wasn't he?
two-time. He was a
get there.
two-time WWE tag champ.
Was it Regal both times?
No,
Was he with Ray?
no,
Oh,
Who else did he have it with?
Eddie.
I knew it was a weird. That's why I thought it said Ray. I was messed up. Yeah, I knew it was a weird
Because there was like
combination.
two legit tag teams on the roster. They just threw people together.
Yeah.
CZW.
I know-
Tajiri and CZW had to be recent, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't it
I don't
somewhat
think so.
recent?
No. I don't-
MLW had to be recent.
MLW was recent.
That had to be.
But CZ, it could have been after his
CZW
initial-
was 2001.
Yeah.
So everything for him happened in 2001, apparently.
So he left ECW, and before getting picked up by Vince, he got
Probably
the
did
CZW. He did a
CZW.
CZW shot, and they gave him the belt.
he won the title at Destruction in Dover, February 28th, 2001.
Who did he beat?
Um,
Lobo. Justice Payne.
That was February, and he said he was on SmackDown in May. So that had to be
Yeah.
a brief indie run.
Ruckus.
so
Trent
so
Acid.
Nick Burke defeated Justice Payne.
Okay.
Afterwards, Zandig came out
I
and
did say
offered,
Justice Payne. So
offered Tajiri a shot.
And
and
that
so okay.
that's Nick Gage's brother. Or was
Yes.
his brother.
So
Yeah, it's-
Technically, he beat Nick Burke.
Yeah,
K-
I don't know. Nick
Kayfabe
Burke.
brother?
No.
Legit.
Real brother?
Yeah, shoot, he's dead.
So three-time WCW Cruiserweight champion. Two of those were the actual WWE
Yeah.
Cruiserweight. One-time CZW World Heavyweight. One-time ECW Tag Champ. That was with Whipwreck, I believe. Mikey Whipwreck as the
No. Well, yeah. One. What? How many times?
one time ECW.
Only one.
Yeah.
Him and Super Crazy didn't have it.
No, they feuded a lot.
Yeah, but they also then tagged. So it's
I
either
only have
I don't know.
Whipwreck.
Oh, okay. So they
No,
never
wait.
won it together.
That's the real ECW.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's what do they call that? They called it.
They were the
Unholy Alliance.
Unholy Alliance.
Yeah.
One-time ECW television champ.
Come on, if I gave you 10 guesses, would you be able to tell me the team name of Mikey Whipwreck and Tajiri in ECW in 2001? Yeah.
Who'd he beat for TV? Didn't RVD have that thing for like 2 years running?
Rhino.
He beat Rhino?
I think so.
I think that sounds
Yeah.
Or
right.
did Rhino beat him?
Didn't he fight in WWE over a belt too?
I think, you know what? I think Rhino beat him.
Rhino sounds familiar.
Yeah, but I think it's reversed. I think Rhino took it off with Tajiri.
Oh, he beat Super Crazy for the TV title,
Oh, okay.
and then the tag was Mikey Whipwreck.
Yeah. But they also tagged together, Tajiri and Super Crazy. They
Uh,
tagged together at one of the one night stands too.
So one-time MLW middleweight.
That's the most recent one. That's the one that kind of made me go, okay, ECW. It's the WCW that threw me off.
Yeah.
He looked good too.
What the hell do they
I
consider
seen-
middleweight? Is there like a weight limit, like
I don't
like
know.
cruiserweight? Is there like a?
Yeah. What the fuck is an intercontinental championship?
true.
Yeah, I'm saying. I
What's
don't
an
know.
intercontinental championship when you have a U.S. title and at that time you had a
European. or-
European title, you have a North American title. What the fuck
Well,
is
if you have
intercontinental?
world, that's everything.
Yeah,
Like, why do you need? And then you have universe. Now you have universal. Like,
One-time WCW United States champ, defeated Canyon.
who better than Canyon?
Two-time WWE
Obviously,
tag
Tajiri.
champ with Eddie and Regal.
Yeah.
Eddie was SmackDown, Regal was Raw.
Yeah.
Two-time cruiserweight champ. So yeah, 3-time total WCW. 2 of them was WWE,
and if you put him in a Fed for me, he's probably going to win the world title.
and
So
then
he-
one-time light heavyweight champion.
So he never collected a paycheck from Ted Turner.
No.
Never that WCW.
No,
Yeah.
no, I knew that. That's what threw me off.
He went from
That's,
Heyman.
that's when I went out
to
on the limb and
Indies
said
to
Tajiri,
Vince.
because I was like, well, ECW and MLW, there's not that many guys that overlap that.
Yeah.
Not that many guys who've been wrestling that long. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, MLW has been around a lot longer than we realize. Like they've been around for a while. They've just recently gotten hot.
I never knew they existed until Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You put it on TV. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And that was your first
And
that was your first
MJF.
MJF. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
last night, by the way, that fucking promo
so
was very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's
On-
it. I saw Chris Masters was in the crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't reference him at all.
Did they show him? Did
No.
they?
mm-mm.
And the Ken Jong thing, I saw him in the first match, and I was like, that guy, is that him? It looks like him. And I'm like, they're in LA.
I saw you said it in the group chat. I didn't know if you're just messing around or not.
No, yeah. And also, I don't know if you guys know who this is. Tim Robinson was there, and Blake from Workaholics was there.
Freddie Prinze Jr. They said
Yeah, he was called out on he was
him.
on
I know.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freddie Prince is starting his own wrestling promotion.
supposedly.
He used to work for WWE. He was a writer.
He
Yeah.
was a writer, yeah.
Dynamite seemed to be pretty good.
It was okay. I think I don't know. I think the Escalera de la Muerte was a little
I didn't see that. Yeah.
That was the main.
it could have
Oh, of
I mean
course.
I mean,
would've
we
been-
all figured the elite would win.
it's right away. There's like no wrestling, right to the spot shit. It's
It's
like
like they had like 15 minutes.
I
of
was
the
gonna
show.
say, why do okay that fucking the Jericho Association shit lasted way too long. That should have
For-
been like 5 minutes
for just talking. It was
for
nothing.
nothing. They already announced earlier in the night that Tony Starks,
Tony Khan.
Ricky Starks. Tony Khan announced
Yeah.
that Ricky Starks was going to face
Hager. is it?
Hager, but they made it seem like during the promo he challenged him. So
That's why Starks made fun of him. He's like, that match has already been made, you idiot.
yeah, he said he was one of the announcers was like, yeah. Starks already went to Tony Khan about this earlier. It's like, yeah, because they fucking announced it too early. That whole thing should have been way shorter and give
Or cut completely.
the main 25 minutes uncut, no commercials. Jesus Christ,
I
you
saw
can't watch a match like that with commercials.
That's another thing too. Like I get it's TV, and
I do understand that it's
But-
TV, and I get that you do the picture.
but that's when you go to your TV, your network, and be like, look, our main event needs to be
get
commercial
them all
free.
out. You didn't have to televise that fucking Big Bill Lee Moriarty match.
Yeah.
That was crap. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
I know that Morrissey's a nice guy. He's cleaned up his shit. He looks like $1 billion. He looks
Well,
like Edge. He looks like
Hulk
Super
is
Shredder
massively
Edge.
over. Jungle Boy's over.
But it was boring. There
Yeah,
was
put that
nothing
on
to do.
the YouTube show with the Friday
Oh.
night show, whatever.
Friday is gonna have some good shit. Juice is wrestling Darby. They're gonna have a House of Black versus Kingston and Ortiz.
Which I think Santana is going to come back Friday.
And turn them heel because there's some kind of like tension between them.
that's that. Yeah, you can
That would
come.
be
So it's not,
interesting.
not 3 on
See that.
3.
Well, it would have been reported already. No, Santana's gone.
I mean, if he joins Eddie and Ortiz, that's 3. And House of
Now,
Black
there's
is
something
3.
there's something they're
Uh-huh.
doing with Kingston and Ortiz. I don't know what.
Like you see, there's tension there. Like,
But
they
again,
don't
it seems
trust
like
each
they're
other.
they're letting Eddie like, hey, look, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You worked with Ishii
And Suzuki. I think it was,
Minoru Suzuki. So it looks like they're doing like, hey, what do you want to do? You want to go feud with your friend? Go feud with your friend.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. You make the match good. So
And like you said, everyone wants to work with their best friend.
But I don't know. It's just it needed more time. Honestly, Takeshke and Brian could have went shorter. That drug a little. It didn't need that big promo in the beginning. It was fun, but it didn't need that.
Take a shit off.
Take a shit. I didn't see it. All I heard about online was the botch. Some outside the ring botch.
I didn't.
I mean, Brian always puts on good matches though.
He does.
But
Next
again,
week's Bandito.
oh yeah,
It's gonna be good. Again, it looks like they're going, hey, can you give us a list? We'll check you off. All the guys you've wanted to work with while you were up there and couldn't work with, we'll give them to you.
well, I think that's why that was a big part of why
Of course.
Brian signed there because he wanted to do the indie shit.
And the best match of the night was Moxley and Hangman.
Yeah,
Hangman,
that was a really good match.
Hangman
I
has a
caught
good
the end
match.
of it.
Hangman has a good match when he's allowed to work stiff. He's not a stiff worker, but I feel like when he has to watch what he's doing, he fucks up.
Especially with Punk.
And he goes to right, and it looks sloppy because he's not going full speed. Well, last night he looked fucking amazing.
Mhm.
There was no missteps. They chopped the fuck out of each other. They kicked the fuck out of each other.
I think he gets a bad rep too because he
Which
was a
Mox
boring
loves.
champion.
Mox is trying back going. I want
Yeah,
you
that's
to
what I'm
lay it
saying,
in.
yeah.
You hit
And
me.
His
hard.
matches with Brian. His matches with Brian were good.
And Mox sold it good at the end when he was like,
But his shit was
you could see like him saying it about rep, like what happened, like
Yeah, it was-
that I was
I mean,
good.
Yeah.
Hangman and Brian went to a draw in their Iron Man match.
twice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that their way
So-
of getting Mox off TV because he canceled his vacation and all that? They're trying to get him off
He's been
now.
off TV though.
Like,
they
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 own
use him
him.
like little here. He hasn't been having like matches every week type thing.
Hangman was
In fact, this might be his first match back
since
from
the pay per view.
since losing to MJF
since he lost the belt.
because they did the beat down. They did the fight, but I don't think he had a match.
Oh, okay.
who Mox?
I could be wrong. Yeah.
No, him and Brian have been teaming.
Oh,
They
have
took
they?
on Top Flight twice.
Oh, they did. I saw. Wait, no, that was Mox. I thought it was Cesaro.
Oh, it was Mox.
Claudio.
Sorry.
Or at least, no, it was Mox. Yeah,
Okay.
because he like beat that.
Hangman was a boring champion too, so that didn't help.
He was. He's Sting. Chase it. Don't hold it.
Yeah. He doesn't have charisma.
Like I could watch him chase, fail, go away, come back and chase, and still be good. I'm still into the story. Just don't give it to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that close, that fucking close. Don't give it to him.
Like that was a year build, which is why we all bought into it. If he'd have won his first time,
Omega.
yeah, with him
Yeah.
tag champs and there's that tension, we were all bought into that.
Yeah.
If they'd given it to him the very first time, we all would have been like,
Yeah, but then where was the story? You had nothing.
then nobody cared.
With MJF having the belt, the chase was good. The story, right? He's gonna be the cocky heel that's gonna keep putting shit. So is there something about like Brian has to like keep winning matches or something?
for the next 4 weeks he has to win.
And then he gets an Iron Man match.
Yeah, which is kind of dumb because they've already
Well,
announced it.
Yeah, they announced the Iron Man match.
Like they should have waited until like that last match that he has.
But so the
And he's
idea
supposed
is
to win every week, and then if he wins, then he says,
So if Brian loses, he falls to the back of the pack.
But this is so this is MJF's conditions.
Mm.
So remember,
But why
MJF
would
did that
he?
before.
Okay. So is MJF picking the opponents?
I don't know.
Because why
think
would he
so.
pick Takeshke if he came out and cut a promo saying he didn't know who he was? I've never seen your stuff,
Yeah.
but I handpicked you to wrestle Brian. You could be good, you could be shit. I don't know.
Yeah, you think he
or
picked
maybe
like
no,
Wardlow,
maybe he didn't. Maybe he's just like
Or those face.
all,
Joe.
but
But it should be stuff like that. Like it should be like you're gonna face guys that will take you to your limit. So I'm gonna make you wrestle Joe and bring in I don't fucking know. Get Nigel back on the fucking
Claudio.
but he doesn't like Wardlow either, so it'd be even better too.
Yeah, Claudio would be good.
But this is probably MJF has done this before, where like you need to do this in order to face me.
That's fine.
So this
You're
is
the champion.
this
You
is
get to say
same
that.
thing.
That's what heels always
You
do.
didn't win something that makes you the number one contender. So if you want a shot at my belt, you've got to
But
come to my terms.
Even before he was champion, he was doing this.
So
That's
But
been
so that
old.
that makes sense. That you want an Iron Man match, fine, but you gotta get
Yeah.
your
What-
shit.
What did
kicked
you have
in.
to do to get the Flair? You got to get run through the Horseman.
Yeah.
You want to get the Roman?
What would be a
The
good
Tower of
for?
Doom?
What would be a good for? No, that's different.
You got to go through the bloodline.
You're
Get the-
thinking that's completely different.
we should forget about that.
It's not a
entirely.
Tower of Doom. It's a Doomsday
But-
Cage.
The way they should have did it though was like Brian won a match and MJF came out and said like, okay, you got to keep winning, and he said, okay, well, I'll do that, but I get to pick the match. He should have like I said, done it like where he wins every week, and then the last match that he wins, then that's when he should name the stipulation. If we've already announced it, you pretty much it's a foregone conclusion that Brian's going to go all
Maybe
the
he
way
won't get
through.
it. When's the next pay per view? I don't even know.
It's in February, I think.
Oh, next
or
month
March,
already. Wow.
something
I
like
don't know.
that.
I feel like him. I hope it's not the. 18th.
I think it's in February 12th
Was it Revolution?
or something.
Is
I don't know.
any chance MJF loses it to Brian? Or is he
I
having
No.
would hope
No.
not.
a long run? You
I think Brian mentioned on a couple different sources that he doesn't want titles. He just wants to wrestle, especially with that injury, and he just wants to.
Well, you could still wrestle as a champ.
But he doesn't want the weight of the.
being the champion.
He has a lighter-
He doesn't eat meat. He can't carry that weight.
He has a lighter schedule.
Maybe you can have a vegetarian belt again.
The hemp belt. That was cool.
So Revolution is March 5th.
Oh, March. Okay.
So
Early
we have a
March.
decent amount of time. What the hell?
But he said it.
Who
It
said
was
it's
a
gonna be a
short amount of
revolution?
time, I thought.
Who says it's gonna be a revolution?
Oh yeah, last time was like a pay per view they gave away for free.
Yeah.
You
No, I think that
Yeah, there
Iron
was
Man match.
four. There
Mox
were
and
four.
Hangman is a pay per view match.
That Iron Man match is at
Yeah.
Revolution.
The women's tag match was really good actually.
I
Britt
heard
Baker was the weak link.
I heard on. See, I read online because I don't get everyone shit
They'll
on it
probably
because it
look it
wasn't
up.
Sasha Banks.
What?
Everyone shit on it. The crowd because
So
Sasha was supposed to be the mystery
they
partner or whatever.
No.
Well,
never.
so the lights went out, and the crowd thought it was going to be Sasha. And then when the Acclaim came out, they booed.
Because it was Soraya's mystery partner.
No, she
No.
picked her
Yeah,
partner.
this was a different.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
I don't
nothing
know.
to do
Yeah.
with Sasha.
No. The lights went out, and everybody thought Sasha.
The
was
claim
coming.
wasn't on last night.
It was a promo or something.
There was a promo
Yeah,
on the screen.
yeah. But when the lights went out for that promo, the crowd.
Well, that's
booed.
their own fucking stupid fault for thinking that. Why would they? What led them to believe that? LA is fucking dumb. I
Because she
swear that
was in New
shit's
Japan, so
contaminated.
her next stop is AEW.
Yeah, like
So,
what? There's
but
nothing about that.
in New Japan's running in California, so
Who cares?
Did
I
she
guess
say
they-
anything
the
about
LA
she's coming? Did
dojo?
she tweet anything out or
No,
Did
that's
she-
dumb. No, they had nothing to
Uh,
do.
it's just wrestling fans.
the
being
the
wrestling
Sheeta
fans.
the Sheeta heel turn is coming from the picking the partner. She picked it last week, and she said that Tony Storm is more qualified. And there was like this look from Sheeta, and then remember, like I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, whenever Sheeta had her title match against Hayter, she tweeted out or Instagram or whatever the next day. She was like sitting in a corner, and she wasn't
Mhm.
like very heelish, but she said something about she failed and the Phoenix will rise. Or Samurai will rise again.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, is this like a
Yeah, I was on
fucking
Instagram. I
I was like,
remember
is
that.
this a fucking heel? This feels heelish.
Mm.
And then the thing with Saraya picking Tony, I was like, that's it. And then she did the little look. And then last night the camera missed it, but the whole reason they won is because she went to slide in the kendo stick to, I forget who was in the ring. I think it was
Tony.
Saraya. Was it Tony?
Yeah.
It was one of them were in the ring. She went to slide it because Rebel was, look at me, ref. You're a referee. You've never seen someone do this to distract you before. And she slid it in, but then Hayter got it and hit her and got the win.
And then she tried to play it off like, oh, I didn't mean for
Yeah.
that to happen.
But they were all wearing red and white.
So
Rashida? I don't think she's been heel, right? So something different.
Not,
for her.
Well, not
that's what I
only
was
that-
wondering. See, I don't know her Japanese wrestling pass, so that's why I was wondering that whole samurai thing. I was wondering if that was like her heel persona was like the samurai or something.
It could be.
But if you notice too, when they were down, Tony was facing outwards and Hayter was facing the kendo stick.
Mm.
So she could clearly see it. So it's like,
Yeah.
why would you slide it in when the other person
Yeah,
couldn't
I
see
think
that
they're
you
doing
threw
it. And
in for?
I don't think a lot of fans are realizing it, but it's what it is.
So on Dynamite, January 4th, MJF said if Brian
Okay.
If Brian can win every match between now and Revolution, then that match happens.
Okay.
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 So-
But they've already announced the match.
But again, so you should
Because
be putting
Brian
guys
announced
like
the stipulation.
you should be putting guys like Joe, who will put like a clinic on with him and will push him to his limit. One of the FTR guys again, you know.
Well, since
So-
we have until March, maybe they're gonna wait
yeah,
to put those
So,
on. Like near the
Speaking of
end.
FTR, they announced it might have been on Dax's podcast.
it is, and I still want to listen. I literally got like 4 minutes in.
God, everybody have a
And-
podcast these days.
Yeah.
So Dax said,
But he doesn't hold shit back. Apparently, he just talks. He doesn't give a fuck.
"We noticed that FTR has been losing titles.
Yep.
Reason for that is they want to take time off.
Which I figured.
They said
They were
want-
working their asses off. They were flying. I mean, literally Mexico one night, Japan the next. Like,
They said they want to take a couple months off to relax, heal up, and reflect, decide what they want to do with their future.
Well, they were
So-
right.
hey, thank you for what you've done. You don't need to do anymore. If you want to go home and fucking rest for the rest of your life, go home and
Are there,
rest.
are there
Or
deals
they
I've
own
got-
3 or
AEW?
4 tag titles at the
Yeah,
same
I've got
time. Like,
I've got
geez.
no complaints to say. You
Uh,
still need to do
Are they
this.
still with AEW? Are there deals?
They're
up?
still with AEW right now.
He said Tony's
But-
been really cool about everything.
Yeah, he said Tony's been understanding, and he's been treating them very well.
No.
Aren't your deals supposed to be coming up? Like I think in March or something. No,
I don't think deals
saw?
really matter here anymore. I mean, look at the
Regal.
Alistair Regal asking for time off to just go home. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's definitely going to the Fed."
Yeah.
No, I just want to go home.
He has
and
mental
fucking
health
rest.
problems. I mean, we don't know that, but
Andrade hasn't been on TV for 3 weeks. No, he's got a torn fucking pec, and Tony's not making him come to work like Vince would.
well, with Andrade, he zipped up his bag with a mask in it and said farewell.
That's
But,
he's
you
getting
know,
a new
yeah.
fucking mask,
Yeah.
or he's coming back as a face. That's it.
Yeah.
You know that's what it is.
Yeah.
But of course, that's the shit. Like Cardona, look, nobody does it better than
Cardona
Cardona.
is whew.
He's
he
the
said-
best
so-
around.
So Cardona just posted Monday night. I was on Raw, but it was a fan holding
Oh.
a Matt Cardona buddy or something.
Dude,
Yeah,
I was
saw
like,
that,
wait,
yeah.
you showed up? And it was a fucking fan picture. I'm like, oh, you bastard.
He said
Yeah,
that
he had
thing that-
two. He had 2 wrestling buddies. One was Cardona, and I think the other was
Brian
Million
Myers.
Dollar Man. or something.
Oh,
Or, was
oh,
it
The
man,
Major
was-
Brothers have.
yeah, they
Yeah.
have $1 million man in the purple suit.
Oh, okay.
It's Cardona in the $1 million man suit, but purple.
okay.
Yeah.
and that thing that you sent in a group chat where
Oh, he's been doing it all. I mean, it's
Hinting
not,
about the
it's not a
Rumble.
thing.
he's like 10,
It's
9,
every
8, 7.
day. Oh yeah, the 10-9. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because is easy. It was for New Year's Eve. So
Yeah,
it's
same
like-
here. Yeah,
it's like,
that's what I
is
figured.
he counting down for the New Year's Eve, or is he counting down because it's like that's what you do for the Rumble?
And his wife is re-signed. Did Chelsea?
Supposedly Chelsea is signed.
Yeah, because I seen that
she-
she took down her only.
She was that started the speculation. She took down whatever she had. By the way, Mandy Rose,
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
fucking
So
$1 million in a
Yep.
month.
Mandy Rose made
No,
$1 million
Mandy
weeks.
Sack.
because
weeks.
she
in the
she
month of
was- she-
December, but
yeah,
so she got
we-
fired midway through.
They said
Fucking
in like 2 weeks
good
she
for
could be
her.
a millionaire by
So-
the end of the year.
Mandy says thank you, Joe.
It wasn't
Also-
me.
Mandy Sachs is her name.
Mandy, yeah. Also, she was on a talk show.
Yeah.
And
The
she was-
Tamara Hill show.
She was talking about it. Apparently, they never mentioned anything to her about being fired beforehand.
So she literally showed
was
up to
just out of
NXT
the
that
blue.
night. You're dropping the
belt.
belt, and then the next day you're fired.
We don't know if that's true because it's
It's all
A-side,
hearsay. Yeah, of
B-side.
course.
but
Everything
that
I
is true,
saw that's what
good
I've
for her.
heard.
good for
And
her.
it was Matt Bloom that ratted her out and had said like I guess-
Albert.
Yep.
Yeah.
He still works there.
Yep.
I didn't
he
know that.
he went to Sean and told him like, oh, this is like, which I
The
again
Christian
I
man.
don't
Sean,
understand.
the guy that shoved the sausage down his pants and jumped up and down
in
and
JR's face.
in
Yeah.
JR's
The
face.
reborn Christian.
Hold on. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yep, yep. Hold on, yep, I see it. Hold on.
But yeah, like
Fucking cross.
She said that she was warned once before to take it down, and she did.
On the
the
talk show.
site or a specific post.
She's not allowed to make money off of anything that's not WWE related.
That's not true
That she was told to take it down.
because I'm pretty sure Karrion Cross's girl still has a website.
She has an
But,
OnlyFans.
I mean, Xavier Woods makes money off Twitch.
Let's be specific. We're just too dumb to understand.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose did not have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She had a whole website. So she had her own website.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like a Brand
Yeah.
Armies one, and there's some other thing.
Fansly or
Well,
time,
she had. I thought
Fan
it,
Time,
it was
whatever.
her own website because the things that they were using for on TikTok that I saw with that went along with the talk show. It said MandySachs.com. That's how I knew
But
that
you
was
can
her name.
change the URL.
Oh,
Like
okay.
like we have our own site, but it's square.
Oh, okay.
But
But either way, she was
Yeah.
not using. She was not using OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We say it because we don't fucking understand.
OnlyFans
What
is the
more-
main.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
yeah. It's like calling a hot tub a jacuzzi. Or-
I,
but-
never even heard of Fan Time. I didn't know what that was.
Like I know some of the girls have like I said, like that Brand Army. What's her name? Emma, who's back. I can't think. Tanel.
oh,
she ha-
Tennille
she has-
Dashwood.
Yeah, she has. No, I don't know if she still does, but she did have like a Brand Army thing. Now there's like, as far as I know, there's no nudity or anything on it, but
yeah, I think what might have caused that was that implied sex photo.
But it was behind a paywall. Again.
Well,
But it was
it was
behind
all-
a paywall.
We've touched on this. We
Yeah,
talked
but,
about this.
But
she didn't
ad
leak it.
nauseum.
It's not that she put it out there. Someone screenshot
Yeah.
and put it out.
And it was behind
And-
a paywall.
but on that talk show, she said she didn't get any warning about anything. It was just show up, you're dropping the title, you're gone. So
Well-
if that's the case, good for Mandy making that money.
Yeah,
It said that I've
Congrats,
reading has
Because she probably made more money doing that than she did
of course,
wrestling.
of course.
But she's still
content
upset.
had become problematic in WWE's minds. But
what,
no
what,
one
don't,
thought
what are you reading though?
what culture.
Yeah, don't. They're just speculating. They don't know. She did an interview. Go by what she said.
It's from the interview.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking up what they said she got fired for.
Yeah, but it's like there's pictures from the talk show
Mhm.
she was on and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what that talk
as
show
far as I
is.
know, she never got any kind of warning or anything. Like I know, like when Vince was there, like he, like Adam Cole and all them, they couldn't do Twitch and stuff anymore. And
She said all they told her was they wanted to go in a different direction. They
Hmm.
never specifically told her it was because of her thing.
well, of course they're not going to tell her that, because then she could get a lawyer and say, well, you know, I didn't leak that photo. You never warned me that I couldn't have that, you know.
And you would think, I mean, I'm on a lot of forums, I guess you could call them, groups between Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. I never heard anyone talk about this Mandy Rose leaked photo until she was fired, and then it came out that it's because of this photo. But how did they find out? Because again, I mean, maybe I'm not as deep as I thought I was, but there's a, like, if someone, anything gets leaked, if fucking I don't know, if somebody posts a picture of a workout and you can see their feet, people fucking post about it.
Yeah.
It's weird. But
People are in defeat. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But so I would think I would have seen something about this, and I didn't see anything about it until after she was fired.
That's the same thing here. Like there was stuff I saw that said, like, with her site, supposedly, like there was a thing where she was naked in a pool and you can kind of see stuff. And supposedly she said, like, oh, if you want me to continue the live stream thing, like somebody needs to tip me like $400.
Obviously,
know.
somebody did because
Well, yeah,
She
but that's
made
what I'm
that
saying.
million.
Like it was all these little things that they said, like
mm,
WWE got wind of.
I
Well,
don't know.
again, if that's under her own thing and you never said like she couldn't do it,
Well,
oh hey, that, like you said, like if I do a thing and I say, oh well, I want you to donate this to keep this podcast going, and somebody does, we're going to keep it going. If they don't, you know,
But I mean,
okay, turn it off.
WWE did do a thing where they stopped people from doing Twitch.
Yeah, well,
because of
that's what I
money.
was just saying.
So if they did that with her stuff
I don't know.
too,
They're a bunch
But-
of fucking hypocrites.
Again, this
Yeah.
comes back to when we talked about it originally. If I'm an independent contractor, how can you tell me what the fuck I can
Yep.
do with my free
I will
time?
always say it. Exactly.
What it says here, Alundra Blaze said that male workers are given more leeway
yeah.
than Mandy was.
Of course.
And said that Rose just smiled and said nothing.
Hmm.
She said she was previously warned about her fan time page. There was one warning given. She agreed to take down some content. And said they showed a picture of her naked with the NXT women's and NXT UK women's belts covering her.
Oh, you mean the
The
same
Sean
way
thing?
Sean
Yeah.
put it over his dick?
For a Playgirl.
Oh, was that for play? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, still, that's a
And the
major
host-
publication.
The
Double
host
standards.
asked her if it was a double standard, and she said that she can't talk about it because there's a confidentiality agreement.
And-
NDA.
Yeah, so she just sort of went like,
Of course there is, though. Of course there is.
Yeah.
and she also knows she can't fight in court with
If-
WWE. They can afford $1 zillion
If
lawyers.
Braun Breaker would have done something like that, it would have been fine.
I agree.
Us when we talked about when she got fired, I said if it was a man, it wouldn't have said nothing.
No.
Because she's a woman.
Speaking of WWE,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Or nothing. Either we have
I-
a ton to talk about or we have nothing to talk about. And as of this recording, it's whatever.
There were rumors saying that WWE sold to Saudi Arabia. That's not true. That is false.
It is not true
Nick-
as of right now.
Nick Khan apparently was in California. He met with Disney and ESPN.
Yes.
And
And Comcast is brought up in
he didn't
this.
So-
swing by and visit his brother in
I'm
LA.
sure he
He
did.
didn't-
So Comcast, who is NBC pretty much, they do Peacock.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks NBC or Comcast is the main buyer because of Peacock and they have the most amount of money. It all depends on Vince's senile old brain if he wants Disney obviously has more networking possibilities.
and more money.
What I want to touch on.
No, Comcast
Not
has
the-
the most out of
I
all of
don't-
them.
I want to touch on what the rumor, not the rumors as much as something that I don't think people are understanding. So Stephanie McMahon stepped down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Vince is back and
Right.
onto the
So-
chairman.
But she stepped down
Stephanie
and came
McMahon-
back.
Stephanie McMahon stepped down a long time ago. And when Vince resigned, she came back. Obviously, to make sure that the company that her family, not just her dad or her grandfather, if you want to look at it still that way, but her family built. So I'm sure Shane was asked and probably didn't want to do it because
They wouldn't let him win the Rumble
what?
because they wouldn't let him win the Rumble last year.
Maybe.
And beat up Brock.
But so Stephanie stepping down isn't too
No,
crazy.
because she was already gone. But people are like, oh, that's definitely because it's Saudi Arabia and they don't want a woman in charge. Shut the fuck up. That is so fucking stupid.
It's not. I thought it was her solidarity for the women because of what Vince was accused of.
Vince, no,
That was
Vince.
her like, I don't want to be involved
No,
with this guy.
now
Vince
that
is
Vince
back.
is back, she's like, okay, I don't have to be here anymore. I didn't want to be here. I was only doing it for the time being. Now I'm gone.
And right now, Hunter is still in charge of creative.
Nothing for the actual TV product
Yeah.
has changed.
Vince is back to help sell the company.
Yes.
He needs to be, I guess he needs to be on the
He's
board,
still the majority shareholder.
which
Yeah, it's
he's
51%.
getting sued.
Yes. All right. It took what, a couple hours?
As soon as he stepped back in,
So what, did he grow up a woman on the way to the office or
No.
something?
No, what it is they were
somebody
probably,
in Delaware.
it-
I think it's
no, that's just where they filed it out of. What it is they were probably part of some agreement. When Vince resigned, they probably said, okay, if you're going to step away from the company, I'm not going to proceed with anything. Once he came back, I'm sure her lawyers or his, we don't know, because it's all lawyer stuff. It's not.
It's about shareholders.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not. They probably said, okay, now we're going to proceed with this. If you're coming back, we're gonna fight you. You're not just going to step back in and like nothing happened.
Yeah. So
It's not
there's
like-
some sort of contract between another shareholder, I think it
Yeah.
said.
Oh.
So
But the other stuff he was accused of, that's still not resolved. He's still in trouble with that.
it went away.
I mean,
They
it's
said there was nothing really
there's
found.
no they did an investigation and there was nothing found, but they also did that for Michael Jackson
And Ben.
and Ben.
But the funniest thing though is when the investigation first
which
happened,
time when he raped that girl or when he killed somebody?
they did find some. Remember, because they found all those payments he gave out. Well, what the
Who?
fuck are you giving Vince
Oh well, again,
to
Michael
that girl
Jackson
and all that
made
stuff?
payments.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say though. Like you're saying you didn't find anything, but the first time you say you
I mean,
did find something,
It could have been payments
what
for
the-
dinner. It could have been payments for gear. It could have been anything.
It could have been anything.
millions
You
of dollars
you
for
can't-
dinner. What the hell are you
Unfortunately,
eating?
you can't. You can't. That's
No,
not,
I know,
it's
but
not
that's
there.
you know what I mean.
There's
It's,
no
it's
proof
always
either
funny.
way.
Yes.
That he did or
Right,
did
yeah.
not.
There
And-
is in the eye of the public opinion, there's proof. Casey Anthony's not in jail right now. I know we're going way off. Like
Yeah, I know.
Casey
But she killed
Anthony
her
is
daughter.
not in jail right now because there is no proof that she killed her daughter.
OJ.
OJ is it?
OJ, yes.
Yeah.
There is no proof, but to the court of public opinion, you're guilty and you will always be guilty. And there is no way around that.
So Vince,
In the eyes of the United States government and the law, you're free to go.
But
Vince-
his reputation is ruined.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, Vince came back. He is on the board again. He brought his two previous. Are they directors?
I have no
Board of
fucking
directors.
clue.
So he has
So-
to sell it, or he just is trying to get out.
They're trying the rumor. I mean, it's being shopped out. That's not really a rumor. The rumor of it being sold is not. The rumor that it was sold to Saudi Arabia is a rumor.
That's
There
false.
is no rumor of it is definitely being sold. That is what he's come
Or
back to do.
Is it
Or,
why,
or they can take it private.
Well, that's what
So
I
he
saw.
would have to buy it, and that's not money he has.
I think, yeah. So I think what his plan is, being that he's retired, in order to gain anything from it, if he sells it, that money goes to him. And the
the
shareholders,
shareholders,
Being
when
that
if it's
he's-
publicly traded.
being that he's chairman of the board, he has majority shareholder, he has majority vote. So if he sells it, most of that money goes to him.
so he owns 51%.
Yep.
He probably
That's
owns
usually-
more than that, but
but-
yes.
So
I saw something that said he has 50.
when he
Okay.
came back, he brought his previous two board of directors with him.
Because there were other people who stepped down or were fired.
Yeah. So when he left, they left, but he brought them back. So now everybody that was on the board left. Triple H
Yeah.
is still in
So
his
he's trying to buy
position.
his people again.
Mhm.
Triple H
Eh.
is still in his position, and Nick Khan still has his position.
So he can't give it to Hunter like everyone keeps saying. Let's let Hunter have it. You
That's
can't.
not how it works.
Hunter could buy it.
No, he could not.
Well, yeah.
He
but-
could finance it.
Well,
Yeah.
before they went public, Vince could have
Yeah.
years ago, like when I was a kid.
Mhm.
That's what because Vince bought off his dad.
Mhm.
He could have went. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well,
it's yours now.
I
Hunter.
mean, he
But
could
now he has to. his
Hunter
master
could
has to
still
go.
buy like his 51%. Like if Vince wanted to sell to
unless
like,
Vince is selling to him for
like a couple
pennies on the
hundred bucks. Yeah,
dollar.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hunter
exactly.
doesn't have that kind of money
Yeah.
unless
There
Vince
is-
is getting him a sweetheart deal.
There's speculation that he could buy it, take it private, and then sell it himself.
Well, from
And then no shareholders would be involved. He would profit completely.
the one
And no board of directors. It's all Vince.
So say, just using round numbers, let's say it costs $1 billion and Vince has 500 million and he borrows 500 million from Saudi Arabia and they buy it, but Vince McMahon, he borrows it. So it's his money still. And he buys it to make it private, then turns around and sells it to the Saudi Arabian company, whatever it is, Fist or something like that, or
Yeah,
First or-
something.
yeah, I forget.
Or
the
he sells it to
company.
Comcast, like you said, or whoever.
Well, if they take it private, I don't think those people would be interested
Ah.
in, because now they have to go through all kinds of steps to do stuff with it. But if he then takes that money, or if then he takes, then let's say he sells it to Saudi Arabia for 500 million. So now he has technically made $1 billion to himself. It's $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Without actually having to pay $1 billion for the company. He's made that money.
And
Mhm.
It's shady shit,
We've-
man. It's
we've
how it
all-
can go down.
I'm sure we've all thought about the possibility of WWE being sold, but now that it's actually being shopped, it's like crazy to think.
I would love to see Disney get it, to be honest.
I saw two news stories that said like with the whole Saudi Arabia thing, and I've been looking like for like legit news, like Wall
Mhm.
Street Journal. Haven't seen anything. So
Nope.
like again, like it's a rumor. The one rumor is like he wants to sell it to Saudi Arabia, and then he would run the company. So this way like you said, it will become a private company,
Yeah.
and he would become the head of the company. So that way he's back in power because
Why would you
he's
want to put
technically
a guy
in-
who's 77
I know
charge of a company anyway?
That's one of the rumors I've heard. I've heard like they want to try and make it just go private so that like they don't have new shareholders.
So there's
now for
no
me,
chance of a WCW scenario. No chance. Tony Khan's dad and
There
his money
is.
swoop in and go.
There-
We'll
Oh
take
yeah,
it.
of
There
course
is.
there is.
They got
Of
the
course
money.
there is.
There's something out there already saying Tony and his dad are interested.
There is rumor. We don't know where.
I
it
mean,
goes.
Shad Khan has
I
a
would
shit
just-
ton of money.
Just that library and the Peacock contract, I'd take it just for that.
Well,
Well, that's what makes it a
Just
billion-dollar company.
Think about that.
Because
just
once
for
you,
that.
because you know where whatever happens, you're losing Fox. Because if Viacom isn't in the running to buy it, you're losing Fox. You're losing USA. So you need, if you want to keep this product on TV,
USA is
it-
under NBC, I thought.
no, because that's why they can't show Raw live on Peacock, because it's owned by, like, they have the rights to
Oh, I
the
thought-
live broadcast.
I thought
Yeah.
USA was under the
and you only
NBC
get like
umbrella.
an hour
Okay.
highlight show on Hulu the next
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
So Viacom isn't in the running to buy it, at least not as of now. So they're going to lose TV deals, which I believe are coming up. So wherever
that's
it
what I
goes,
heard,
if
too.
it's going to go private, they need to figure out TV deals fast. If it's going to go to one of these companies like Disney, Comcast, ESPN, they need to figure out their programming. So it's not like tonight, hey, it's sold, and tomorrow it's owned by Disney.
I
Let's
wouldn't be
just say.
surprised if Fox puts in an offer too.
It hasn't even been talked about.
So that lawsuit.
I think NBC is more because there's such a. I get your timeline.
I was just gonna say the same
USA
thing.
and Fox. Their timeline, it's NBC.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is all NBC. That is
Eh,
where Dick Ebersol
I was just gonna say
was the
Vince-
man.
Vince and him
It
are
was-
good
yes.
buddies.
Yeah, you think of it. It was Vince and Dick Ebersol. They brought you programming for wrestling.
Saturday Night's Main Event
Yeah.
was them. XFL was them.
Yeah,
So you
But
would
they were also on Spike.
that's
the
where I,
TNN.
TNN. Yeah.
you know, like if I was Dick Ebersol, I would be like, well, come on, it's like we've done business for years. Like, you know, like
Oh, but it still can. I mean, that's part of the. I would like to see Disney get it. I would love to see the Disney machine, because, like, okay, we say Disney and you think like, oh, Mickey Mouse and cartoons and shit, but they
No.
own fucking Marvel.
Star Wars.
If you go on, like, they fucking have Simpsons. Like, they have shit on there. They have movies that, like, I go on Disney Plus. I'm like, oh shit, this is on Disney Plus.
I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon puts in.
Amazon was rumored. I thought of that too. I thought
oh god,
i-
Jeffrey
i-
Bezos.
if anybody would get it, I would like to see Disney get it because
It's
they've
gonna be
already got
Elon
the
Musk.
they've already got the streaming service.
Yeah.
I mean, NBC makes the most sense. They have the most money out of everybody, being that they're this giant. Apparently, I read something that said
Disney.
no NBC.
No, that's what I'm saying. More money than Disney.
Yeah, apparently NBC Comcast is the most, the one to offer the most.
I
I don't know. I don't know
remember-
if I could believe that, but
I remember in
NBC also puts on football games. They have Peacock. They have
so does Nickelodeon now.
I remember in 2001, whether it's true or not, reading the magazines that Vince wanted the tape library more than he gave a shit about the
Of
company.
course, because look at how much money he's already made off of
'Cause-
that tape library.
Because
It took time,
WCW is like buying the Titanic. It was done.
but look at what if when the network came out in 2014, it was only WWF product. You got the WWF tape library, and that's it. It wouldn't have been as lucrative as, holy shit, we get ECW, we get WCW, we get all of their pay-per-views.
Yeah. Now we have AWA and you have WCW,
Yeah.
you have all that.
Smoky
I
Mountain.
think
Yeah.
if ESPN gets it, it's going to change
And even all the,
in terms of
when he used to put DVDs out, the biographies of wrestlers.
Mhm.
like their sports entertainment. Entertainment.
You're
but-
thinking ESPN2 Sports, you know.
yeah,
That's,
but I mean,
everything's a fucking work,
So-
man.
And what
Y'all saw the fucking Buffalo Bills. the first play back from their big catastrophe, they would get a touchdown. Shut the
And-
fuck up. It's all written in the fucking
if the Bills
it's
go,
all been written in the
yeah,
paperwork,
if the Bills-
man.
I feel
It's
like
all
if the,
there. The
if-
script is there.
if the Bills make it,
It's a
it's
fucking
yeah.
work.
imagine
It's a work.
you're WCW and you go to Vince and go, hey, my company's for sale. And Vince's like, sweet. And you go, okay, but you can't have Sting or Goldberg or any of those guys that you want because I don't own them. They're owned by this other company.
But he can use their videos.
But you can have all their footage
Mhm.
but I don't have their contracts. So do you still want the company? Vince, you probably go, no, but I'll take the footage.
Yeah.
Because all you got
That's
left
why.
is
That's why I didn't buy it for much.
Yeah, he
No.
bought a- he bought
that's why the
library.
invasion was all the crap. That's all
Yeah.
that was left.
So this lawsuit, a class action per Bloomberg law, A class action lawsuit has been launched against Vince McMahon. A shareholder is suing McMahon in Delaware, accusing him of wielding his 81% voting control
81.
81%.
I knew it was more than 51. He wouldn't risk that only 1%. I knew it would be more than that.
accusing him of wielding his 81%
like
voting control
0.056% of a share.
to
There you go.
to impose his will
Maybe you
on
should sue him.
WWE illegally.
No.
Sites board changes threats to interfere with media rights. So it's saying Vince is using his people to gain an advantage,
Of course.
whereas this other shareholder
And he's
was there.
not the only CEO of a company to do that.
no, of course
I mean,
not.
that happens all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't think Trump surrounds himself with his people? I mean, everybody does.
My stock for WWE is up 1 penny today.
All right.
and it's up 0.05%.
My whole life, WWF has been owned and run by McMahon. I can't even imagine a world without it.
I mean, that's true, but
I mean, I can't. I mean,
yeah.
I never saw his dad before my time. My
Yeah.
whole life has been Vince, don't call me Junior McMahon.
hmm
Yeah.
Life. He bought off his dad in the early 80s. I was a baby.
Yeah.
So my whole life, the whole WrestleMania Hogan era, Vince.
Well,
Yeah.
again, he might be trying to sell it. So like that whole thing, like with the scandal, because it was a publicly traded company, your shit has to be exposed. Whereas if it's a private company, there's certain loopholes and shit that they got to jump through before. Like if you have accusations that they can look at shit like,
Yeah.
oh well, working at the hospital, they paid Justin off for some reason. It's a public, I think, right? Or is it privately owned?
No, it's a nonprofit.
So they can go in and look at it,
They do have a board they have to answer to.
right?
the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
shareholders, but they don't.
But if one guy bought the hospital, you're
But
not looking at my shit.
On WWE's board, Vince is 81% of that. So
Yep.
this person is suing because this person was a shareholder and now Vince and his people overtook.
So he got nudged out. Now he's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Well-
we still the buck used to stop at Vince, but now it just stops at Hunter. It doesn't even get to Vince anymore. So Vince is sort of like a silent, you handle that stuff, and Hunter's going to
Vince
handle
has
day to
nothing-
day.
Look, what you see on TV this is all business. This has absolutely nothing to do with what you see on TV.
Everybody,
But a lot of people are afraid that it's going to get to that.
Well,
With
obviously,
Vince back now, he's going to say, "Well, I got 81%.
Approving
All these other
storylines and-
people you're not being pushed
The board doesn't do that.
anymore."
the board has nothing to do with that. Even when he was there before, it has nothing to do with creative. That has nothing to do with the TV. It's the business aspect. He can only approve business acquisitions. He can approve what they spend their money on. He can approve, going to Saudi Arabia, for instance, or taking Money in the Bank to the UK this
But
year.
he can also put himself in the position
No,
Hunter
he can't put
has.
himself in a position. No, the board is a board. It's different. He's not an employee of the company. He's on the board. It's a different thing. McMahon does not work for WWE right now. He is not. He's a
Well,
he's
I mean,
a board. A
because
board
that's
is
the stuff
different.
that I've seen. A lot of people
No,
are
a
afraid
board
of.
of directors is not the company. He doesn't work for it.
he's working at the towers.
Yeah, that's the business aspect. They
Right, yeah,
run
no,
the
I get that.
business. There is absolutely
So-
nothing to do. He's not gonna show up at Raw and go, tonight we're making Cena champion. That's not
So
how it works.
that's-
He
So,
for
doesn't- he
example-
doesn't work there. He has nothing to do with that.
If Punk, just throwing out a name, reaches out to Hunter and says, "Hey, how about I come back at the Rumble?"
That's Hunter.
Hunter
It's all Hunter. Yeah.
would have to go to the board though and say, "Here's how much Punk wants.
I don't know.
Do you
about
approve this
that.
contract? He wants 10 million a year for 3 years. What do you think?" Or can Hunter just go, "Sure, write the check. Here you go."
Because what we've never heard of this before, where they have to get it approved by the board.
What's I mean? We don't know. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
so
Is that what
no,
Vince is?
I think they still run the business of television. The business of television, which is where
talent
characters and
relations.
stuff come, and talent relations is different from what's it called? Titan Sports.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
what is it?
Capital.
Oh, Capital Wrestling.
Capital, is
Company.
it still called that, or did
I
you
don't
change
know.
it?
Capital Wrestling, yeah, CWC
Yeah,
something.
Capital Wrestling Company.
So
No, that's
Triple
Cruiserweight
H,
Classic.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but yeah,
It is.
but Triple H is still COO. He's still head of creative.
Yeah.
Nick Khan is co-CEO.
Which is weird.
And who's talent relations?
Triple H.
It's still Triple H.
I
Well,
believe Triple H.
Also
is,
Bruce
well, Bruce,
and
yeah,
do and
So-
I guess Matt Bloom.
So originally, though, because remember, like Vince used to be, I guess, kind of the head of creative. So he was still
Right.
on the board, but also held a
Right.
position in this
Right.
company.
Two different companies, two different positions. Right. Yes.
Okay.
So Vince is pretty much
But that's that's what I
Vince-
was alluding to. Like
Yeah.
people are afraid, like with him being back on the
So
board, like
technically-
he's going to use that to be like,
Vince,
okay, well, I want this person fired, and I'm putting myself in that
but
position now.
because Vince was head
And
of,
everybody don't want that.
he also technically
product's
was
good now.
his own employee.
Yeah, because
So
he was
he-
also a talent.
He
was
paid
everything.
himself.
Yeah, of course.
He like drew a
He
paycheck.
also paid his kids and his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little fucking weird.
he can still
It's
show
like
up
being
backstage.
it's like
but-
being a GM and a coach and a player.
Yeah.
Like that, you can't have all that.
Crossing,
So
Yeah.
crossing streams.
He should have
Vince-
never been. Yeah, he should have never been. Ted Turner was never on WCW. You know.
in Gorilla, Vince had the headphones on. He was watching the matches. He was
Screaming at the
he was,
announcers.
he was creative. That's Triple
That's-
H now.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Triple H still has those positions.
Mhm.
It's just Vince is at
For now, now these
Yeah.
can change, especially if it gets bought.
Vince is
that
at
can all
Connecticut.
change.
Vince is
Now,
in Connecticut.
if
so-
if they get bought and the people who buy it decide that they only want it if Vince McMahon is in charge of the television, then shit's changing.
Which is the rumor that I said
Yeah,
about the
that's-
Saudi Arabia thing.
That
like,
could be a completely different thing. Yeah, that's a whole nother
Now,
subject.
here-
Or they could buy and
here's-
go, I want everyone out.
Here's the other thing.
Or I
like,
only want the tape library.
what-
I want
My
my
TV's
people.
done. I want your classics. I'm gonna put out DVDs and I'm gonna put out
Yeah. I'll
streaming
I'll
shit.
keep the Peacock
So-
thing. I'll
Yep.
put shit in there and you
let-
all
let-
go look for
let's-
work.
Let's say if Saudi Arabia gets it, you know, what happens to the women's division and what happens
I-
to somebody like
it's
Sammy?
Zayn. We didn't even talk about this. There are more. Noam Dar.
Owens would
someone
probably
else.
I don't
support his
know,
friend
Owens
Sammy.
would go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ali is like of that descendant, but I don't know if he
He's
supports
from
them.
Chicago, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what
But-
I'm saying. Like he's like American born, though. Like you know, but
Mansoor will definitely be.
WWE
maybe-
champion.
so there,
And they will
Saudi-
definitely be in touch with Yokozuna.
Saudi, I guess, was shopping it, but the rumors of it being sold to Saudi were confirmed.
well, no,
false.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. I'm just
But no,
saying,
but it's still an option.
Yeah.
It's still out
in
there.
case that would happen. Like,
Yeah, he's
that's
right.
a good
What-
question. Like,
I mean, if it were me personally, I'd walk.
We were, if I remember, a couple months ago, we were saying, even a couple weeks ago, WWE will always be number one. That might be changing.
So what did we all do? Let's just say, hypothetical. Next week we hear Saudi Arabia bought it. Now it's whatever Saudi Arabia
I'm
WWE.
not
It won't
watching
be.
it.
It won't be WWE.
We all still watching it? Or we done? We
I'm
jumping
done.
ship. Now we're
I'm
AEW
seeing-
strictly.
You'd have to give it
I'm-
a chance.
I'm seeing what it is, but I mean, you can't just not watch it because you don't agree with the Saudi Arabia thing because they've been taking their money for like 10 years now. So if you didn't agree with the practices, you'd already be gone. You also wouldn't have an iPhone and you wouldn't wear Nikes.
No, I'm just saying.
you know.
So
So
and WWE, they could still run WWE in America.
I would see
if everything
well, of
stays the
course.
same like it is
But it's not
now,
gonna move. They're not gonna just
Yeah.
start doing shows. Yeah, that's
yeah,
not
it's
how
not
this-
gonna be like,
yeah.
oh, we're not in America anymore. Now it's all Saudi Arabia.
yeah. I would have to see where it goes.
See what the product looks like.
Here's another thing.
Anybody buys it, you have to see where the product
Yeah.
goes.
But if Saudi
Do
Arabia
they-
buys it and says,
is
okay,
this
all the women are gone, no
here's the
women on
thing.
TV, then
whoever buys it, is this person fulfilling some kind of weird fantasy where they've always wanted to own a wrestling company
Like
like
Tony
Ted
Khan?
Turner? No, yes, but like Ted Turner. Now I'm in the wrestling business.
who was not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, no, he was a fan.
But he wasn't like,
No, but he was a fan of Southern wrestling. That's not the shit
Like-
that goes TV and world and
Well,
global. You know,
It'll be like Tony Khan's dad. He owns the Jaguars, but he knows jack shit about football.
Yeah.
He's a financial
I mean,
mogul.
like
So
60
you're,
card didn't
you're
know
either
shit
gonna
about
get
wrestling.
somebody that goes, man, I really think you guys, your stocks have been up, your merchandise is up, You do great ratings, and I want this company, and I am here because I think that we can make this profitable. Or you get somebody and I want you guys to continue doing exactly what you're doing. Or you get somebody who's like, ooh, I can get to own my own wrestling company now. Ooh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. That's gonna fuck everything.
Tony
up.
Khan.
But you think if Tony Khan owned WWE, you think he'd go? No, I don't think so. If
No,
say
Tony Khan essentially has his
if
fantasy wrestling
AEW
company.
never exists, and today right now, this is all happening, and Tony Khan asks his dad, "Hey, I think this would be a really good idea to buy this company. I love wrestling. I love what they do. I think this is something that we can make money off of."
He grew up a WWE fan.
I don't think he goes, "Okay, buy Hunter, buy
No.
Nick Khan, buy Bruce
No.
Pritchard, buy
No,
Of course not. He's
I'm
like,
not
hey,
saying-
that shit Michael Hayes, I love what you do. You produce the best.
He grew up
fucking
a
matches."
WWE
Tony
fan.
Khan, yeah. What I'm
obviously
saying
did.
is Tony Khan, essentially, when AEW first started, that was his fantasy booking.
In fact, this is what Tony Khan needs. Tony Khan needs guys that he can go, man, you did some great shit. Can you please do that here? He wishes he could get
Now, where does it go if Shad
I
and
never
Tony,
said that.
if Shad and Tony somehow manage this deal? Where does WWE go?
Who fucking
Well,
knows?
see, this is the thing too, though.
Kills the wrestling business.
well,
Indie wrestling fucking forever, man.
well, I was just gonna say too. Okay, so if they say they buy it, what happens? Because you own AEW and you own WWE, so essentially
And
you own your own
ROH.
you own your own competition. Like what Like I think that's gonna make the
I'll
state.
own my competition.
You know what I mean?
This just made me think about that.
It would be like Vince.
I mean, yeah,
buying
that's what
WCW
Vince
and
bought.
ECW.
That's exactly what happened.
Maybe Nick will come out on Raw and go, the name on the contract says Khan.
But
But it's not Tony
Nick
Khan.
yeah.
Look,
And then
I
he
can't-
fires, and then somebody comes on TV and fires Jeff Jarrett again.
Tony-
name on the contract.
Tony and Shad
Spell it.
could very well buy WWE. It's possible.
Yeah,
I
of course
can.
it's possible.
Can you imagine Undertaker working for somebody other than WWE?
Taker
Undertaker's
doesn't
not working.
work for WWE.
Was he like a Legends deal or whatever they
I
Probably.
mean,
call it?
Legends
or-
still
probably.
he doesn't work for him.
But still, I mean,
Legends
I
deal.
can't
We
picture
can.
him like walking out on AEW TV. Like
Well, he's not walking out on
they
WWE.
would.
But I don't
If you
think
bought WWE and you're Tony Khan,
AEW wouldn't exist. If the smartest thing to do would be we fold AEW and we bring them to WWE. WWE is a global name. It is recognized over. We love AEW. They put on a great wrestling product. That is a small minority of wrestling fans. WWE reaches people that AEW don't even know exist.
Or
that's true. AEW's not going to Saudi Arabia and
No,
selling
exactly.
out. They're not having
Or
a pay per view in England.
do you
Yeah,
think they keep
exactly.
it separate?
No, that would be dumb. Now you're running a competition. You're asking fans to choose between your three companies.
Well, and then
It's why ROH doesn't work. I don't understand why he owns ROH. I love it. I like Honor Club. I just subscribed. It's really good. I like seeing some of the guys, get to be on AEW TV and stuff, but it doesn't work because you can't put them on TV because now you're asking the fans to split their watching. Fans don't have that much fucking time to watch TV.
and that's what I was just going to get to too. Okay, so they buy it. What do you do with your wrestlers? Because you can only have
Who?
you only have so much TV
Who
time.
buys it? The cons?
Yeah,
Well, like you said, now you lost Monday night because you don't have USA anymore, and you don't have Friday
Yeah,
night.
Well, see, that's different though, because if the cons are buying it, they can get that. If a network is buying it, like Comcast, like Disney, then you're losing your TV. But if
well, Comcast would still have whatever channels they have available to them that they can put it on
NBC,
Peacock.
yeah, Peacock. But so if that happens, then you're talking about a private person buying the company. That's different. I would say USA would. I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't pull out of the deal, but I would have to look at their track record of TV and say, do you know how to run TV? And if they see any of AEW and those fucking picture in picture, they're gonna say fuck off.
They might look at their ratings and be like, You're
Well,
dominating on
WWE's
Wednesday
been
nights,
doing
but
that
you're,
lately too.
you're up
Though.
against nobody on
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
They don't do it during a 6-man ladder match.
Yeah, no,
That's your
no.
main event. You've been
Your main event. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
your,
no,
your
I agree with
culmination
you.
of
I'm
your
just
best of
saying,
7.
See what that is that's the network running it.
Yeah. I know.
That's not Tony running it.
Yeah.
But
If that was
again,
Vince,
you
it would have
know,
been like no commercials during the main event.
back to my point though. Then like now, what do you do with your roster? 'Cause you're going to have to trim a lot of people,
Oh, yeah, of course.
you know. And then it's like, you know, do we?
Interesting. Be very interesting.
AEW
to see
should
what
trim the
happens.
roster now.
Yeah.
Oh, but that
It's going to be
yeah.
very interesting to see where where wrestling in general is going to be in 2023.
Maybe Dixie Carter's parents will buy it.
I don't think they have that money anymore.
WWE,
Lost.
Billy-
Billy Corgan.
we always say WWE is always going to be number one, and that always is not going to. That's changing.
It's that
It might
too big
change.
to fail, but at some point
I think-
you fail.
and they're doing very well financially.
they are.
from
I
the
think
last-
Creatively too.
Yeah, they're too big to fail financially.
WrestleMania, I saw something that said that they're sold out, and
Okay.
no matches have been made yet.
WrestleMania is like
there
the
ever-
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think does anybody. Yeah, exactly. Does
We
anybody
heard us coming to
buy
Philly. We all said, let's go. We don't even know who the matches are.
WrestleMania 3? You bought a ticket to see Hogan and Andre. Now you're buying a ticket to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, you're just
Be-
going to see
be-
WrestleMania.
Before Hunter took over and stuff and all that, a lot of people were kind of like, you know, and then like
I don't know.
they started to get good again, and people.
I've already been
became-
asked.
Well-
Are you going to WrestleMania next year? I don't know. Maybe.
Tickets are too expensive.
I mean, I'd love to go, but
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah,
but like nosebleeds or like watch at home.
I said. I've
You know
always said,
what?
I mean, it's
think
an
I'd rather-
experience.
I would take nosebleeds just to
to
be there.
say you were there.
I would
Yeah.
rather. No, honestly, to me, I would rather literally do everything else, but actual WrestleMania. I'd go to Access. I'd go to the Hall of Fame. I'd go
all those
to-
shows that are
yeah,
weekend,
I'd
the indie
hit
shows,
all the
weekend
indie
long.
shows I can, and probably spend the same amount as my one ticket. Mania.
And then
I
just
would-
drive home
And you
and
get
watch
more
it.
out of it.
Yeah,
True.
I'd go to the NXT. Well, I don't know about it anymore.
But WWE has been doing great lately with
I don't know about great.
Triple H in charge of creative. It's been doing better.
What's Johnny Gargano doing?
He's injured.
Remember that time he came back?
He hasn't won a match since he
So,
came back.
so Triple H brought all of his guys back. But
What's Karrion Cross doing? Remember that time he came back?
and
better than being
Lost every match
in a
to
kid
Drew?
outfit.
Him and Ray are starting a feud.
Yeah.
Candice
Not
LeRae.
really.
Candice
He's beating
LeRae.
jobbers and putting Ray's masks on them. Not really feuding with him.
He's calling
But-
him out, but Ray has
Yeah.
answered.
Carrion, you need to make him into a monster because the crowd is not
But
behind
he
him.
just lost.
Yeah,
to
because he
Drew.
kept losing to Drew. Hey,
He
remember
should
that
have
time
started
Bray
with
Wyatt
Drew.
came back?
They're still doing that.
That he came back in October.
Dude, come the fuck
it's
on.
January.
Maybe even September. I don't remember exactly. It might have been the end of September,
But
but still.
No, the Extreme Rules October. We were
Oh,
there.
okay.
it's long-term storytelling.
It's I don't
Dude,
care
it's
anymore.
too long.
Yeah.
Alexa's now getting introduced to it. Uncle Howdy
Took
showed
too
up.
long.
Uncle Brody or whatever he's
Howdy.
called.
It's too long. It's too much.
LA Knight is finally getting a match. After this first match, you might finally get to see
I-
Ray and
Poor LA Knight deserves better.
Yeah, it's
Eli Drake is so talented. He's so good. He's gonna
But
lose.
He's older.
But
not
still,
that
you
old.
bring him up for the
No,
main.
no,
bring him up to
but-
the main roster to do this.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like we kept getting these returns like, ooh, he's finally back and he's back and he's back. And it's like, oh,
What's
he's
Hit
not
Row done?
fucking
But-
doing anything.
They're not good
They
without
just turned
Swerve.
heel though. So
Without Swerve,
This
they
is true.
suck.
I think
Yeah.
that's their. Let's try you guys heel. See if that catches on because they got
Mhm.
nothing.
Well, Swerve's not there
hey, Viking Raiders are back or whatever the fuck they're called.
Oh, and what's her
with
face?
Sarah Logan.
Yeah,
What are they
But
doing?
she's
But
Valhalla or whatever. her
I
name is.
care more about WWE now than I did with Vince because creatively it's better.
Hmm.
I think Triple H knows more about the newer wrestling than Vince did. Vince was still trying to hold on to that older.
I think I give him credit that Hunter has rode this Roman bloodline Sami Zayn thing for a while. I think Vince would have pulled the trigger sooner. So I'm glad he's letting this ride out.
I hope there's an end game. Really hope there's
Solo?
a fucking end game. No.
Mm,
God.
Did you?
no.
Did anybody catch that they said on Raw that tag team gauntlet was number one contenders for the Raw tag
Yes,
team championships,
They said it.
not the
several
unified, the Raw tag titles.
I,
Well, they
I
said-
didn't know there
I
was
guess-
a tag team gauntlet.
I
Oh,
guess
well.
supposedly, I guess Adam Pierce can I guess he has the authority to make it for the
Yeah,
Raw
and
belts,
just,
not
if you're a double
both or
champion,
something.
you don't have to defend both belts all the time.
So maybe he helps or somehow causes the Usos to lose
Which is
the
the
Raw
rumor
one?
that's what's supposed to happen with
to Judgment Day.
Roman is he's supposed to before it's okay, well, you're not defending both, but you can defend this one against
Apparently, they're making new belts too.
I think he's gonna
They were saying that for a
accidentally
while.
throw Solo
Kevin.
out in the Rumble or something.
Who?
Sammy,
Oh, Sammy. Okay.
you're like the old Sean spot. Was he helping Diesel or was he throwing him out?
Give Sammy a title shot. Even
I
if,
mean, he was one of the most talked about people coming off of last year's WrestleMania.
what a Mania moment that would be.
the hot rumor is
I mean, it
him
still
and
can
Kevin
be.
are supposed to team up to take on the Usos for the tag belts.
It's not what we want to see, though.
I know I don't
not
want
the
to see that
payoff.
either. No,
It's not the
but
payoff.
Things could be changing with WWE.
But you want to talk about hey, we want to give it. Remember he was a champion under Hunter,
In NXT.
Yeah,
so Hunter saw something in him a long time ago.
I mean, just when we thought
2014, I
WWE,
believe.
we had all these allegations, and we were like, "Oh shit, WWE's under fire." Then it cooled down a little bit with him out, and now he's back, and it's under fire again.
I mean,
Uh,
I know you guys aren't into it, and it's a little tough to listen to, but Eric Bischoff has a new podcast called Strictly Business. So he has two podcasts. They're
Oh.
both under the Conrad regime, but Conrad is not part of Strictly Business. It's him and some other guy. Literally, that's why they call it this. They talk wrestling business.
the business
And they
end of
talked
it.
about the Saudi Arabia thing. And I'd like to end our podcast the same way. Nothing we said here means anything.
right.
There is zero.
Nope.
There is nothing. It is rumor and innuendo. It is nothing.
Yeah, we
Until
don't
you
know
see
anything.
it on your 6:00 news
Yeah,
or in the Wall
it's-
Street
it's
Journal or whatever.
Is 100% speculation. I sure as fuck don't know anybody there.
He could change his mind and decide, you know what, I don't want to sell it after all.
Yeah, none of this is
Yeah. Vince certainly isn't calling us, so we don't
yeah.
know. We're not buying it.
Yeah.
Things could be changing for the wrestling world. That's for sure. I want to end this episode by
Well, I
saying,
don't like it. Indie wrestling lives. There will
Yeah.
always be wrestling around you.
"There's a
If
ton
you
of
don't,
great."
if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
But don't go online and bitch about it.
Mhm.
These guys are putting their bodies on the line to entertain you.
And there is other options.
Like what you like.
There are gyms, there are VFWs, there are many venues hosting
Armories.
wrestling this weekend. If you type it in to your Google machine,
Nice.
you will see that someone somewhere is having a wrestling event and it's probably close to you. You might have to drive a little, but if you don't like what's on TV, go watch that.
Nothing is better than supporting indie wrestling. Nothing means more to these guys than supporting them when they're on the indies, because then you can say, "Hey, I knew this guy way back when. Now he's in WWE. That was you with Johnny Gargano. You were following his indie
Oh,
scene.
come on. That's me with everybody.
You were following his
right.
indie scene, and he made it to NXT, and you're like, I fucking told you."
2000s.
That's
no,
like
Um,
you know,
2012, yeah.
AXW,
Tweeted in
who
2012.
who we're a sponsor of, and Ricardo, who also runs the thing, has got one coming up this weekend. AXW
Twin
had one
Legacies, yep.
last weekend, and then there's another one in New Jersey, like on the 29th.
There's wrestling everywhere. You just
So
have
that's
to
what I'm
find
saying. Like every weekend, pretty much, with independence, you can probably
Facebook.
find
Go to events,
something.
type in the word wrestling.
And
It'll
February
bring
is
up
the same
something
way.
close to you.
So I want to end this episode by saying thank you to everybody that showed up to AXW this past weekend.
I heard it was great.
It
I
was
not able to
packed
be
house.
there.
It was the relaunch of AXW, American Excellence Wrestling. I want to say 500 plus in that field house.
That is what was said. Yeah.
Bleachers were down. That place was
God, I love
insane.
how it looks with bleachers out.
Yeah.
It was
I've been
so
saying it for so
loud.
long. I was always saying it. It looks so much cooler with the bleachers out.
It was so loud. Thank you
hot
to
crowd. It was packed.
Ryan, Antonio, Jared. I spent a lot of time on the weekend helping them out, set everything up. Big thank you to Kevin Kelly. He's been helping me out so much lately. I've been doing post-match interviews for him. Such a big help. His mind is just insane. If you ever have the chance to meet him, please.
Well, I was
do.
in bed sick. I was listening to his
Yeah.
voice a lot on the ROH.
I mean, he's been around the world.
Super nice guy. Yes.
Get some knowledge out of him. You won't miss anything talking to him. Great show from AXW. Big thank you to our sponsors for 2023: Rise Up Nutrition, Say Cheese, Nitro Bar.
Thank you
They're
to JC Storm. She was very cool.
they're local places on Penn Ave. Stop in. Honestly, you could walk Penn Ave and just stop wherever to get some good food, some good entertainment. January 28th, we will be attending a wrestling market at Pilgaroo Brewing Company in Pottsville.
So it's a wrestling flea market, and then they have the Rumble on at the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so they will be showing the Rumble, and there will be a wrestling flea market with it.
As far as I know, it doesn't cost anything to go in.
Yeah.
You would just shop, buy whatever you want to buy some drinks, buy some food, watch
And
the
come
Rumble.
enjoy the most fun event of the year.
That's the way it should be. You shouldn't have to pay to get in.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
well,
best
I
one.
mean, they used to do like $5 covers because when they were pay-per-views, I remember.
No.
Hooters
I
used
meant
to-
like for the flea market.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the bar thing. Yeah, no, I years ago. That's how I saw the very first Elimination Chamber. And
Hooters.
there used to be a Hooters. I went there
Yeah,
and
I used to go there
just
for
got something to
UFC
eat.
fights.
Yeah, I mean,
This is our first time going to Pilgaroo, but we've heard they put on great wrestling trivia nights.
Ooh.
They do some wrestling shows there as well. So
Speaking of, I know it's really, really far ahead, but wrestling trivia, we will be doing wrestling trivia for the Hamburger Festival in Hamburg, PA.
yeah, Hamburg, Pennsylvania, the Hamburger Festival, September at some point.
12th. That's what
We
it
will
says.
The day
be
after my birthday
I think so.
yeah, something.
is it would be
September-
that would be during the week. Is the Hamburger Festival during the week?
Hmm.
Was it? Oh,
Because that would
or maybe it's the
Yeah, my-
6th, something like that. I
yeah.
don't know.
My birthday is on a Monday, I believe.
It's September, so we still have a long ways
Yeah.
to
Oh
go.
yeah, we have
but,
a long way to go.
but we will be helping out with wrestling trivia there. But Pilgaroo, they put on some great wrestling
Yeah,
events in
I
that
never
area.
heard of them. So
We're looking forward to trying some of their drinks, some of their food. Our friends from Tornado Tag Podcast go there quite often.
Mhm.
Anthony
okay.
Blackwell and Brian.
And Tony Deppen.
Tony Deppen is co-owner
Yeah.
of
Oh,
Pilgaroo,
okay.
so we might be able
Nice.
to talk to him. February 18th, AXW returns to Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Hopefully, Justin can make that one.
Yeah, let's hope that sucked.
I really hope you can experience that crowd. That
Right.
crowd was hot for Matt Quay. He came up just short. But February 18th,
Sean Carr will be there. I haven't seen him for a very long time.
Hikuleu will be there from New Japan.
Hikuleu, yes.
What a big name.
What a big guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
What is it, 6'7"? Something like
I think he's over 7 foot. He's big.
that?
Yeah, I don't know what size. The New
It'll
Japan
be
size.
be a meet and greet with him. So
Yeah.
come out and meet him.
February 18th. Tickets start at just $5.
Is he still in the Bullet Club or no?
Yes, I don't know.
Wow.
They're doing a thing. So this will be right after the loser leaves Japan match with him and Jay White.
So Jay White
Wow.
could lose.
Yep.
You know,
And they also have
So he won't be in the Rumble?
Who?
Either one of them two.
they
Oh.
could be.
Oh,
they also
There's
have
still that Forbidden Door.
family packages available.
Yeah.
For 20% off, you can use promo code
Oh,
not
hell.
moving the light.
Holy hell!
We lost the light. You can use promo code WLW
Yeah,
for 20% off tickets.
that's in the camera.
Sorry, arms only so
Is that
long.
better? Is it okay?
Yeah. So February 18th, AXW returns to Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Tickets start at just $5. What better way to spend a weekend than $5? I mean,
You can't even get a
great
footlong for
family
that
night
anymore.
out, and
I was
not
gonna say,
very
$5
expensive.
Or a
bucks.
pizza. They're not $5 at
They're
at
$6.
Little
Little
Caesars.
yeah.
I mean, $5. What and the most expensive ticket is 25, 30 bucks. So great night of wrestling for a cheap price. You can get a family
I don't
four-pack.
even know if you can get a carton of eggs right now for $5.
That's true.
So
They are like a little over
yeah,
$5.
yeah. So
Milk is about $5.
yeah,
They do.
I don't drink
I
Red
believe
Bull,
they
so.
still do the family 4-pack. You get second row seats for $60, 4 of them. Includes drinks, food. But use code WLW if you want to purchase your tickets online. You save 20%.
At what? At what? Where do you? At
AXWTIX.com. You can also save for this weekend only You can also save 20% off of our website
Oh,
if you use code AXW.
oh, okay.
So-
Oh, nice.
We have some new stuff up there. We have some cards, figures, all of that. If you're looking for something new to add to your collection, if you're looking for a gift, go on over to our website. The link will be on our Facebook page. I believe it's wlwshop.square site. 20% code AXW at checkout. Save 20% off AXW ticks with WLW at checkout. And I know the wrestling business is going crazy right now, but enjoy what you enjoy,
Yes.
watch what you watch,
Always.
like what you like. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.